Welcome to my next best and worst video. Thanks for people who want to join my best and worst video. I'm Stanley. Today I'm doing another best and worst video. Today I'll be doing best and worst on young adult movies. Now I've seen a lot of great on adult movies, but I've seen other movies that are not so good. So I think I'm talking about my best movies. All the movies that I loved, and all the movies that I didn't like or hated. And then give my main best, my main worst. Okay, let's get started. Start off with best. First up, The Fault in Our Stars. Fault in Our Stars is one of my favorite romance movies of all time. And I'm a big fan of romance movies. I love romance movies. Movies is actually as a real romance. It actually is a real romance, and that's what I loved. The movie doesn't feel cliche. Doesn't feel bland. It feels real. It actually feels people are really together, and touches on serious subject also. Well, that really just gets me. Next up, Divergent. I loved Divergent. The sequel we'll get to in a little bit. But I really love Divergent. I thought it'd be a really fun movie. I thought it'd be also really underrated, honestly. Because I don't think people. I really thought the movie to be really underrated, honestly. I don't know, there's something about that movie that I love. I mean, it has good characters, has a good concept. I mean, is it kind of about other games? Probably. But it's just a great movie. It's just a great action movie. And there are feelings that could have been better, but no, I enjoyed the movie what it was. Next up, Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This is a movie I grew up with. This is the Unfortunate Events movie I grew up with, and I love Jim Carrey as Lemony Snicket. I love him. And I love all the kids, and I love pretty much everything about this movie. The movie, they're originally gonna be a lot more movies, but they didn't have the money or anything. But they're making a TV series, but they're making a TV series on this movie next year. They're making a TV series, and I'm excited for this movie. But fortunately, come on Netflix, and I don't have Netflix. But maybe I'll see it sometime. We'll see. Next up, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now I could have picked any of the Harry Potter movies. I mean, I could have picked any of the movies. But my personal favorite is Goblet of Fire. Because this is when the movie gets really dark and really tense and really interesting. This is when everything goes really wow. This is when shit hits the fan. Yeah. Next up, some people are going to be surprised this is on my best list. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. Now, I don't consider it a great. I don't consider The Lightning Thief a great movie, but I consider it a guilty pleasure because I really do enjoy this movie. It may be the hint, but it's an enjoyable movie, honestly. I don't know why I can't hate this movie. I just enjoy it. I consider it a guilty pleasure. And I had to put it on my best list for sure. I'm sorry it is anxiety, but I had to put it on my best list. I mean, I don't like Sea Monsters. Sea Monsters I find okay. But Lightning Thief I really love a lot more. Next up, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now this movie, wow, this movie is awesome. I'm not going to too much about this movie, but you should definitely check it out for yourself. It has great performances, great characters, and a great story. Definitely check this movie out. And lastly, my best, The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. I mean, I can't leave The Hunger Games out of this list. And Catching Fire is my favorite. I love the first Hunger Games, and I do love Hunger Games Part 1, and I do love Part 2. But Catching Fire will always be my favorites. It's one of my favorite young adult movies ever. It has great. It improved everything about the original. It improved everything about the original, and that's what I loved. It improves. It's what the sequel should be. It improves. Now it's on to the worst of the young adult novels. First up, Twilight. I mean, you can't leave a best worst done me. I'll put Twilight on the list. I mean, you just can't. And my first I'd say the first one. I mean, I accept Twilight movies guilty pleasures. but I can't admit they're all bad movies. I do some spoilers, but I can't admit they're all bad movies. Yeah, they are bad movies. My least favorite was the first one. Next up, Mortal Instruments Theory of the Bones. Now my mom seems to really like this movie, honestly. And for me, I'm mad about it. I don't hate this movie, but it just feels eh. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up, Insurgent. Now I don't hate this movie, but this movie could have been a lot better. It really could have been a lot better. Uh, I mean, the action is great, but everything else just feels bland. It just feels eh. I don't know. I really didn't like Insurgent, honestly. It's not a bad movie. I just really didn't like it. Next up, The Chronicles of Narnia: The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Now, I love the first two Narnia movies. A lot of people may not like it, but I love the first two Narnia movies. Dawn Treader anymore. Dawn Treader, not so much. I just didn't like it. And lastly, The Host. Oh my god, The Host. What a terrible movie. What a terrible movie. It's a bland romance. It turns out something. It ends up being a bland romance film. And it's what most of these young adult movies are, just romance movies. Yeah. Okay, guys, now let's get into my favorite movies and my least favorite movies. Now for my best, I'm not gonna pick Goblet of Fire because it'll be too easy. My favorite young adult movie, other than Harry Potter, is The Hunger Games: Catch a Fire. Because like I said, boy, improves everything about the original. It's awesome. It's a great. Check out the Hunger Games movies if you haven't seen them yet. Definitely check out the Hunger Games movies if you haven't seen them. And my least favorite is The Host. Okay, this one obvious is The Host. It's just a bland movie. It's just boring. It's man, oh my god. Sometimes I wonder how some movies are made. Well, guys, those are my best and worst of young adult movies. Comment below what are your favorite and least favorite young adult movies. Review Doc, comment below, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Simon One World, and I'll see you all next time.